Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I am Sonique and I've got a Kickstarter that's just come in and I'm really excited to open it. I'm afraid I'm under artificial light today because it's blowing really out there and we've had floods and all sorts. But I really want to open this deck, so artificial light it is. Okay, let's just get it open. Oh, beautifully packaged. I don't quite know that. Is that a number? 705 or I don't know. I don't know. Let's get out of the box. Yay! So this is Meleen's latest deck. Meleen and T. Susan Chang do the Fortune's Wheel House podcast, which I followed along when I was doing the Deacon Walk a couple of years ago. Oh, so informative. They've got books out. Oh, I'm hoping Peel and Stick I Glow. Oh, look at that. We've got a sigil. Yeah, it's number 405. And this is the Telos Tarot. So I do have the other decks of Meleen. I've got the Rosetta Tarot and the Tabula Mundi. I've had them quite a while actually, and they're absolutely beautiful decks. I might show them on my channel at some point, but I'm hoping, and I can't see it, but some of these decks would have a lucky clover in here, and I was hoping mine would be one of them. Look at this title card, isn't it gorgeous? The Scorpion. Oh, look at the backs. Oh, this is a little bit like the backs of the Penumbra Tarot by Ethany. It's bronze. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, and just like the other decks, they've got this beautiful piece of silk underneath. It's taken out. Got a ribbon. Ooh. This is the guidebook in the bottom. This is the bottom of the box. Oh, I've been so looking forward to opening this. Okay, yeah, it shines. We have a ribbon as well in the guidebook. Cards and their creation, how to use the cards. Tarot as portable magic. Making physical talismans. The Deacon Walk, yes. Low stakes magic, talismanic tarot through ritual tarot magic. Isn't that interesting? And then we're on to the card meanings. So they start with the aces. The Deacon cards, or 36 faces. This is so good. Yes, this is good. Oh, Telos. I can't tell you how excited I am. I can't tell you. You might hear it in my voice. I am so excited. That Deacon Walk was one of the best things I ever studied. It taught me so much. Okay. It's at the back. So we've got 112 pages. Yeah. Oh, and it follows the Thoth. Okay. Oh, so no four-leaf clover. I'm a little upset at that. I won't lie. That's something I've always wanted. And I know they can put it in every deck. I understand that. I won't cry. I promise I won't cry. Anyway, let's look at the deck. It says, to me belongs yesterday, I know tomorrow. These leopards. So I started to go through the deck, brought out my Thoth deck, and thought, I'll go through the deck side by side with the Thoth. Good idea. And then it didn't seem to make sense. And then I realised that what they've done is put them in order of the decanic year. So they've started with the princesses. So they go through the court cards, so all the princesses, then through the majors, and then they finish with the aces. So I've rearranged my original Thoth into the same sequence. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I often don't know what I'm talking about, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, Deacon Wheel, This is my sort of large printed edition of the Deacon Wheel. So what it does, I'll try and like briefly explain it, is assigns cards to each other and to astrology. So normally, if you were doing a Deacon walk, I started mine in November, but most people would start it with the Two of Wands, which would be March 21st to March 30th. That's the dates that are aligned with it, and that's the way that people usually go about doing a year around this Deacon Wheel. So they'll start March 21st, go around the wheel, all the way around, so from Aries, and then all the way around to Pisces. So here we've got all the astrological signs. So Sagittarius will be aligned to the 8, 9 and 10 of Wands, for example. It's a mutable fire sign, aligned to Sagittarius, Jupiter. But what you see here as well is how the court cards are aligned. So because we're starting with the Princess of Discs, I thought I'd just show you here how that works. So the Princess of Discs and the Ace of Discs, same with all the princesses and the aces, are aligned to the same time scale. Start here and we end there. So our Princess of Discs would start on March the 21st all the way through to June the 20th. So it's a quarter of the year for each of the princesses and the aces. They occupy a quarter of a year. So that's how that works. When we get on to the other court cards, then they're not quite the same. They always do a little bit of the Deacon before and then 2 of the Deacon after. So if we were to look at the Prince of Discs, I hope you can see this. If we looked at the Prince of Discs, he would start here, April the 11th, and he would have the 4 of Wands, a cardinal fire sign, but then the Prince of Discs will go on and have these 2 fixed earth signs and be aligned to Venus. So it's really useful way of looking at the cards. And the other thing that it does, because it's aligned to the planets, we can also then align that to the major arcana as well. So yeah, that's in a nutshell. So what I did, I'll show some of my really rough notes here when I was doing my Deacon work, my Deacon walk. This is how I did it. So I can't get all this on, but what I found was they go in a set sequence. By writing it out this way, I could see that set sequence. So we start with the Emperor for 3 of them, and then the Hierophant, then the Lovers, Chariot, Strength, Hermit, Justice, Death, Temperance, Devil, Star and Moon. But here we have Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury, Moon, Saturn, Jupiter, and then it starts again, Mars, Sun, Venus. So if you see, it repeats here. I hope I'm making sense. And then I aligned the astrological signs up to those, and it looks an absolute mess, but I know what it means. I know exactly what it means. And then at the bottom here, if you can see it, there are the alignments to the major arcana down there. Then here, the planets. So I've got the days of the week. So here, Mars on a Tuesday, the spring solstice from sunrise, and then we've got the Tower. And which cards the Tower aligns to here? 2 of Wands, 7 of Wands, 5 of Cups, 10 of Cups, 9 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles. Sun is on a Sunday, so, etc. And then I did the Princess and Aces down here. So that's sort of how by writing it out like this, it made more sense to me personally. But then you can always go back to the chart to actually see it as well. And then when I was actually doing the walk, I'll show you something. The way I sorted it, and it looks an absolute mess, but it's basically a mind map. So the Thoth here, we're all in blue. Then the death, everything aligned to the death card here and how it related to others. It's just colour coded. So that's how I did it. And the subsections. So that's how I studied the deacons when I was doing it a couple of years ago. So I went quite involved in it, which is, I think, what I'm trying to convey here. So yeah, that's just a brief summary, because in the guidebook here, I had a quick look, and it doesn't really go into it, but then apparently there's going to be a bigger guidebook coming as well. But this talks a lot about how to use the deck sort of magically, which is the way Crowley used the deck, isn't it? That's what the deck was for. It was a magical practice within the Order of the Golden Dawn, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. For a little handy dandy pull out here, this is from the Maria Tarot, which is a deck that I did a walkthrough of not so long ago. I'll link it below. And here we have the Tree of Life. So if we were going to look at the major arcana here, we can actually see which paths they're on. So for instance, the Universe card is between the unconscious and the physical body. It's between the moon and the earth. All the knights can be found in the second Sephiroth. The queen's in the third. We have all the princes are actually on the sixth, which is beauty. Here it says self-consciousness, and then the princesses are down in Malkut, in the physical body. Okay, I don't think I'm going to go much further into it, only just to say that on the back of this there is another deacon wheel that you could possibly take around with you. So you want the big one, or you can just, they're available online actually, and you could just print one out for yourself if you want to study it. So all that being said, shall we look at the cards side by side? So as I say, they've gone sort of around the deacon wheel, but they haven't gone by date order. I noticed they went the other way, but yeah, you can obviously rearrange the deck into whatever order works for you, can't you? Anyway, here's the deck. So we start with the Princess of Discs, and they've actually put in the elemental associations as well. So all the princesses are earth, because as I said, all the princesses, come back down here, is Malkut, which is the physical body. So they're all going to be earth. Makes sense, doesn't it? So that's earth of earth, because pentacles are aligned to earth, or coins, or discs. Then we have air, earth of air. So the princess is the earth, air is swords, etc. Okay. Anyway, to the images, and wow, that's amazing, isn't it? These images are going to be so good. If they're anything like the Rosetta Tarot or the Tabula Mundi, they're going to be amazing, because they are amazingly gorgeous decks, and especially the backs. I mean, well, not especially the backs, but the backs as well, because the backs are always so lush. Beautiful. The only thing I've noticed with my deck, we've got this line going across here, but on the bottom here there's an actual divot, and it's half of the deck here is taller than the other half from side to side, so that's sort of a cutting error that's gone on there. But yeah, there we go. Anyway, here's our Princess of Discs, Earth of Earth. So as you can see, we've kept a lot of the elements. And in the Thoth deck, I mean, I've had my Thoth deck since 1990s, possibly. Anyway, I've had my Thoth deck a long time. And even now, I haven't seen everything within each image, because there's so much, and some of it is quite faded and so difficult to actually see, especially with the naked eye. For instance, we can see the hills in the background in this deck, whereas They're so faint in the background here, it's really difficult to see. And there's something going on here which I'm not quite sure what that is there. And that's the same, you know, all the way through. It's just seeing these little elements that escape me. I've just seen, you know, there's an actual sheep's head here. And we've got it repeated on the shoulders here, on the epaulets. So there's going to be lots to actually discover. And what I'm thinking, because I'm actually starting to get quite a few Thoth decks, or decks based on Thoth, and in doing so they're giving me insights into the Thoth original itself, because they're putting in elements here and then I'm trying to find the elements in the original, and it's so fun. So much fun. But yeah, we've got the trees in the background here, sort of the winter feel, because there's no leaves on the branches or anything. But we've got little snowdrops, so that's sort of telling me, oh, maybe this is spring. But look at the energy here that the Princess of Discs has on the earth, their power. Here it's sort of shown as wintry scene with this cloak. But I'm not going to go massively in depth with each card, because we'll be here forever. And yeah, it's nice to discover for ourselves, isn't it? As if you have this deck, this Kickstarter deck, then yeah. But I love the way this princess here is bringing up this energy here. So we've got the same, haven't we? Their power here that they're influencing their world with. And I think that's Medusa. Princess of Cups, Earth of Water, Cups being water, Earth being the princess. And we've kept the turtle and the swan and the dolphin. So it's all there. Beautiful, beautiful Princess of Wands, one of my favourite cards in the Thoth. One that I spent a lot of time with. And in working with it, it helped me to find my inner strength as well when I felt in need of it. When I look at this image here, to me, and I mean, you might see in a different way, but it felt like this tiger was holding us back from ascending here. I've since read this is a dead tiger. So the weight of it is pulling our princess down here. But we're trying to actually ascend into the light. I love all these little... I've only just seen these little lines here. Every time I look at the Thoth, I see something new, even though I've had it for so many years. But what I like about this version of the princess is that now this tiger has actually been integrated into our princess's energy. You know, look, we've got a belt with a tiger's head, we've got a tiger's pelt, and even a crown. Very Heracles, isn't it? And we've still got the rams here. So I like the way all these princesses are interacting with their world. They're amazing, aren't they? I mean, look at this fire. So we're going on to the princes now, and we have to start with the Prince of Discs. So we've got Heir of Earth, because all the princes are aligned to air. On this one, it looks like, you know, this bull is ferociously coming towards us. Feels quite scary. So here on the helmet, we've got the bull as well, and it seems to be around the neck on this one. And we've also got like this one and this one, so one on that chariot there as well, and there's a key that, oh, I'm going to stop because there's going to be so many symbols on these decks. This one I've never really liked because it just seems hard to see. I mean, I can see the face here now, but that took me a long time, but just to try and discern what was going on, whereas this is a lot clearer for me. I really like it. We have the Prince of Cups, Heir of Water. Love this eagle. much more than this one. But yeah, got that eagle there as well. Yeah. Prince of Wands, Air of Fire. Again, this seems to have more movement. It feels more energetic, more movement coming from the original than from this one. This one looks a little more static to my eyes. Queens. Queen of Discs. And we've kept the horns. Yes. Look at this. Oh, we've kept... Oh, yes. And the desert feel. Yes. Is all there, isn't it? It's just so good. Those colours are so vibrant as well. I'm going to really enjoy working with this deck. So Water of Air, our Queen of Swords. And the perspective has changed as well. I mean, in a lot of the queens here, it feels like, well, especially these two, that like they're goddesses and we're at their feet. This one, yeah, it's in the clouds. It doesn't seem to have that same disconnect. So yeah, we're keeping a lot of the elements. Interesting that the legs are crossed in this one and not in this one. Just my thoughts as I'm going through. This one has always troubled me because, again, not being actually able to see it clearly. It took me a long time to actually find our Queen of Cups. Where is she? You know, where I can't find her. I know where she is now. But did anyone else have that problem? I mean, now I clearly see the face, only because it took me a while to get there, but I did. But yeah, it's got a bird. Oh, we've got a crustacean in the cup. Have we done that one? I don't know. Yes, there it is. See, I never saw that before. This is why I like having multiple decks. This seems a lot more accessible to us as a reader than this. She's so far away. She's so goddess stature-like. Knights. So all our knights are a fire element. Swords. I quite like this one because we feel like we're also in the air above our Knight of Swords, and we can really feel the energy here, the swift speediness. Yeah. Never been a fan of this one. I've always liked the side eye of the horse, but it's the colours. I think I just don't like those colours. And it took me ages to see this was a peacock. Oh dear. We got peacock feathers here. Look. Oh, there's the peacock. And there's the crab. Yeah, Knight of Wands. So we've got pyramids in this one. What looks like a bit of a thunderbolt, maybe? Beautiful tail. Okay, so now we're going through the major arcana, and the deck's going backwards through the major arcana. I love this card. This is another one of my favourite Thoth cards. Just that beautiful colours. Oh, amazing. Aeon. Again, another one that was difficult for me. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got this face here with the hand coming up to the lip, with the finger touching the lip. But here, this is really interesting. We've got... Oh, there's a bird up there. We've got... Yeah, I've just noticed the bird up there as well. Anyway, we've got this trumpeter, you know, the trumpet from the Rider-Waite-Smith version, which I didn't expect to see. So, yeah, some elements of Rider-Waite-Smith. But yeah, we've still got our goddess here. And like, we can see this goddess a lot more clearly here. We can see the face there. This one's always been a bit difficult. I don't think I've ever found the face. Oh, maybe that's it. I don't know. It's always been a bit challenging. And then we've got this Egyptian figure here, and then all around the outside is the figure of this one that's pointing to the mouth. And then we've got these little ones here in these yods. the wings, the solar disc. There's a lot there. The Lady Frida did such a great job of incorporating all the symbology. But sometimes it's really, for me, difficult to actually find it. Which I think is going to be a lot easier in this one. The sun. So we've still got all the astrology around the outside. Solar twins. We've got all these ones there. I don't know where have these gone. Not on there. Lovely sun there. The moon. So we kept the jackals. Love this moon. Oh, it's gorgeous. That looks like the two hemispheres of the brain. Oh, that's interesting. And look, we've got some sound waves as well. So got the scarab. So this must be in relation to these being sound waves. It's going to be a lot to discover, I think. So we haven't kept the shape here of the figure for the star, but we have kept this and butterflies, and yeah, this looks like a tongue and fire. So perhaps that's in relation to this one here, I would imagine. Yeah, I think this probably is. Great dragon. Devil. Helix. We've got a portcullis. I think that's what they're called. A bit different, isn't it? A smaller portcullis, yeah. Arts. So we've kept the white lion and the red eagle here. We've kept the skull with the bird on the top. I don't know if you can see that. There's such a lot to try and find. Oh, isn't that cool as well? I've just noticed they've got the arrows. I wonder if it's Artemis. But yeah, on fire and water. Yeah, because art or temperance is aligned to Sagittarius, so yeah, that works, doesn't it? Scorpion is, well, that's gorgeous. Hanged Man. And yeah, hangman is assigned to water, and we've got the water here. Oh, look at this. It's like a tree that's been transformed into a figure. Almost an animate figure. Lust, yes. Lovely. Fortune. And the Hermit. So we've lost Cerberus, the three-headed dog, the guarding the way into hell. We've kept the Orphic egg. Here we've got like a seedling growing. The snake. Oh, even rooting into the earth there with the Hermit. Of these like astrological little Easter eggs. Adjustment. We have a veil behind adjustment, just like we would in the Priestess. Chariot. Oh, so the Chariot is aligned to Cancer with the crab. But look what they've done here. They've taken the Cancer sign, the sign for Cancer, and split it into two, the two Sphinx. The Lovers. Okay, so we've lost these hands here. That's an interesting card. The Hierophant. Kept the animals. Is the elephant there? I think it's an elephant. Is it there? Let's see something. Oh, there's a bird there. Lion. There's this. We've got the keys. Angel. I am not seeing the elephant. And I love elephants. Okay, so we've kept the same position here for the Emperor, which I think aligns to sulphur, if I remember right. So that's good. Empress. Priestess. Wow. All these figures here. The pomegranates, the moon. Oh, even if there's a constellation there. Oh. Mages. Almost looks like a shadow figure behind. Very magical. And our fool. Oh, the fool is an old man. That's really, yeah, different, isn't it? Normally we don't see the fool as an older person. But, what do they say? No fool like an old fool. This is interesting, these two here. This reminds me of an album, but there's definitely an album cover that looks like this. I'm sure there is. So instead of the tiger here biting the leg, we've got what looks like a lion. He's poured out to trip him up. Oh, he's magic one there. Okay, so like I say, we're going now through the deacons. So the minor cards are the deacon cards we work throughout the year. So one every 10 degrees. Now we wouldn't start with the 10 of cups, we would start with the 2 of wands. So we are going backwards. Definitely we are going backwards. So 10 of, we got 10 of cups. She's here. And we're going this way. So normally we would start here, the 2 of wands, and we go this way. This is the way we go if we're going around the year. Yeah. But for some reason they're going backwards. And the major arcanas went backwards as well. So maybe that's just the way that they were packed in the box, you know, from the printers. So like I say, you can always like rearrange them so that they make more sense doing the journey, doing the deacon wheel year. Anyway, so we've still got the same keyword at the bottom, but now we've actually got pictures, which can be a lot more helpful for the people that are more into looking at images to intuit meanings, along with the keyword. So it'd be really helpful. Although I have got to really connected with the way that they're depicted in the original Thoth. I think it's very, very clever. Very clever. Anyway, if that's not your thing, then this would probably appeal. I'm not wishing well. Drawing up as much water as we want. So we've got too much water almost, haven't we? We just don't know where to put it all. Happiness for the 9. So I'm not going to say too much because these images are new to me. So I need to sort of connect with them myself. I might just see how I go. But I like this, the way this water wheel is collecting it and filling the cups. That's really cool. 8, indolence, castles in the sand, an eclipse, heaven, futility, science, defeat, power. Look at all these fists. It's made of mandala of the fists. Three's work. So now we're actually seeing, instead of seeing this from above, we're seeing it from the side. Two of discs. Ooh, depression. In one of the Fortune's Wheelhouse podcasts, they talked about this weapon here, and then they've actually illustrated it. So I've heard them describe it, but I can actually see it. Yeah, it's interesting for me. 9 of Wands, strength, my birth card. I had a print of this. It really helped me when I needed it to. A bit of a nod to Sagittarius there, I think, as well. And we've got this sort of balance between the moon and the sun, which we have here. Yay, the bear. Oh, we've got Mercury for swiftness. Or Hermes. Debauch. They've kept this sort of greeny, murky, yucky element to it. Actually, there's a nod to the Rider-Waite-Smith as well, isn't there? The 7 cups with different things in. Different choices. 6 of cups and pleasure. Camel, huh? You can see we've also kept the glyphs as well, so there and there, Scorpio, so yeah, and Mars, so they're there as well, which is great. Truce. I wonder what this is. Sorrow. So we've kept an anatomical heart like we have in the Rider-Waite-Smith. Looks like a rose that's been torn apart here, or sheared apart by the swords. And then we've got a maiden here with a blind fold, or yeah, definitely can't see, and the crescent moon. So again, this sort of reminds me of Rider-Waite-Smith a little bit. Wealth for the 10 of discs. Got the tree of life here. Gain for the 9. I wonder if this is a slave. Prudence for the 8. Oh, look at this. Seven of Wands, Valor. Again, reminds me of the Rider-Waite-Smith. That defensive card. And this one, Victory. Yep, reminds me of the Rider-Waite-Smith. How interesting. Yes, Strife. Still protecting the baby. Ooh, look at this. Some sort of mythical creature. Luxury. Is that blood? 3 of Cups and Abundance. Oh, these arms. Need more arms to carry all this abundance. Love. Dolphins. And then we're on to the 10 of Swords and Ruin. Again, Rider-Waite-Smith. It's intriguing. Cruelty, 9 of Swords. I never really liked this one. Graphic. Interference for the 8. Give me a bit of Boudica vibes. I love this card. It's the colours, I think. Just so beautiful. So beautiful. 6 of discs. And little Rider-Waite-Smith there. 5 of discs, Worry. Completion with the 4. So it seems we've got lots of different mythology. Greek, Roman, Hindu maybe, Egyptian. Lots of different ones that I'm sort of recognising. And then finally we go through all the aces. So remember that the aces and the princesses occupy the same quarter of the year. So root of the powers of earth. So this is how Crowley wrote about the titles. Root of the powers of air. Water. Oh look, we then morphed with the water. It was wood, wasn't it, before? I can't remember what card it was, but yeah. And now we have it with water. They've actually morphed into female forms. Receptive energy, isn't it? Yeah. And then the Ace of Wands. Oh, we've got the lightning bolt, which is assigned to the Tree of Life as well. Wow. From the abyss, from the nothing. Oh, that is so clever. The aces come from Keter, don't they? There. Well, obviously, if you've ever listened to Fortune's Wheelhouse podcast, you'll know that Meleen and T. Susan Chang are experts on the Thoth. Absolute experts on all things Thoth. So if you want to deepen your knowledge on it, I would highly, highly recommend listening to that podcast. This deck is gorgeous. I cannot wait to really delve deep into it on my own. But this has been my first walkthrough, my first impressions, and it's leaving an impression. It's fantastic. So thank you so much for watching. This has been the Telos Tarot of 777 by Meleen, a Kickstarter deck. And there will be a big guidebook coming as well. So thank you so much for watching. And until my next video, bye friends, bye.